Okay.
Okay.
Welcome back to Blogcast. It's been a long time. I remember you had a AMA in our community, in Asia blockchain community last year, right?
Yes, I did.
Are you ready to update us with good news?
Yes, a lot has been happening. A lot has changed. So definitely excited to get some more information out to your community.
Great. And today we are having Michael Johnson, the founder of Wanderlust, to our channel. And welcome, Mike. And first of all, as our tradition, can you tell us more about yourself and your team?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Mike, 30 years old. I'm married with 2 kids. I did leave the finance industry and last year to run Wanderlust full time as CEO and founder as of September. So I'm running full time crypto. I've been investing in crypto since 2018, so just over 4 years now. Um, I've lived a pretty adventurous lifestyle. Lots of broken bones and fun stories. And we are truly inspired by traveling, and we love traveling. So me, myself, my family, we're a little stir crazy when it comes to traveling, or wanderlust, if you will. And then my team. I have team spread out quite a bit over the globe. I got my CMO and community executive out of the UK that we've met through actually marketing and different events, and traveled to Rome and other places together. I got my co-founder Paul, who's just been a really good friend of mine that we met through a mutual hobby, and then we end up finding out that we were both, in love with crypto. Before this whole Wanderlust adventure started, and then when I started to, try to think of what to build. He had a lot of experience in building social organizations and communities and stuff like that. So he was a great person to have along, by my side and bring to the team. I have my lead dev, who is out of Norway. He's a young kid, but he's the most brilliant, but like most devs, hard-headed the person I think I've ever met. He could build anything as long as it speaks solidity. He can build it. You tell him something, even if it hasn't been done before, and he figures out a way to get it done. So really great there. I have community executives that I've brought in that just have been really great at help moderating, create communities, organization, influencer outreach. We have brought in partners in the real estate industry throughout Europe, and then we have brought in partners for application development and web development and design from down in Brazil. So we have a core team of 7 members, and we have a broad source of teammates outside of the core team as well, working directly with us.
Great to know that you guys got a quite international team and well experienced. And could you tell us more about the Wanderlust and what is this project is about?
Sure. By no means is that an easy or quick explanation. Wanderlust is it's the search for a real world solution in the travel industry through decentralization. So throughout traveling in my travels, I had discovered rather quickly when going from one nation to another, while booking trips, that there was a huge difference when it came to actually paying for your escapades. And it doesn't matter if you're about the currency exchange rates, there's a different price period based off of where you're booking the location from or where you live. So that in itself, I felt very strongly about the decentralized world being able to solve that problem, because when you decentralize the industry, you bring it all to the same plateau and everything is level, everything's equal. It doesn't matter where you live, because you're paying through an asset that is globally accepted. So that's where my inspiration, along with just being a true wanderlust, and my wife, who's traveled so many places, and the lust for learning new cultures and stuff like that, it made me want to create a company that was able to solve a real world solution, but also bring the joys of travel to the community that we are building as well. So we did this in a few different ways. We have our direct goal and our main utility, which is through the all-in-one blockchain travel companion app that we are developing, where we are going in and we are partnering with individual property owners, resorts, modes of transportation, small businesses for tourism, and becoming a partner so that they would accept our native assets in order to use as payment for transportation, stays, and hospitality purposes. That's the main true utility. The companion app is going to be very in-depth when it comes to that, and I'll go more as we ask questions about the actual product. But then I also wanted to create community engagement assets, because as a tech company, as we're developing a product, obviously we're a startup, so you're starting from the ground, and you're trying to build something, especially when you want to do it the right way, and you don't want to take shortcuts and just bridge to third parties, because we could very easily just go to booking.com and say, hey, let me bridge your API over to my application, allow people to pay with this asset, and then it'll convert into another asset that you're more comfortable with, and then that's going to be a quicker solution where people can travel with crypto. But that doesn't actually solve any of the problems that we're looking to set out to solve, because you're still going through a third party. There's still high commissions and high profits being made in the middle there, and it doesn't go directly to the source. So it's a long process that takes time to build. So it's very important to have community engagement assets, and we wanted to do it in a way that we were able to capture the entire travel experience. And for me, a big part of traveling is taking photos. I cannot tell you, before I met my wife, when I started traveling, I had like no photos on my phone. Now I have over 11,000 photos. I have kids now too, so obviously there's a million of them doing the same thing, and you never want to delete anything. We go back, we look at our pictures when we were traveling, and it's like reliving the moment. And I felt like that was something that was important to be able to bring to the blockchain technology. So we came up with the concept for our NFT generator, which is a minting platform that allows people to easily go and take photos from their photo library, upload them into our Web3, and then being able to personalize them just like you would with Instagram or Snapchat. You could add filtered, add frames that we have pre-built into the system. And then it really, really awesome for the people that are taking these photos for travels, for your content creators, your all these people. And then it allows you to actually add a geotag too, which is really cool. So we have a customer engagement for the NFT crowd. And then I wanted to create a way to give back to the community. And the way that I wanted to do that was allowing people to experience the same thing that I have experienced when it comes to traveling, and how freeing it was. So we created a lottery system within our NFT generator, so that anytime someone takes and use our platform, they connect their wallet, they upload the photo, they mint an NFT. What happens is it actually mints a BEP10 token as well. And that BEP10 token goes directly into the same wallet where the NFT is sent. Now, what we do is we set different goals. So when we're able to set a goal for like 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 NFTs, as soon as that transaction occurs and there becomes 2,000 lottery tokens sent out to the wallets, a contract automatically reads all of the wallet addresses holding the BEP10 token, randomly selects one, and that person wins a vacation paid for Wanderlust after
Oh,
they've proved that they are the owner of the wallet address.
wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. I love this new function. That's so cool. Like
Thank you.
before,
Yes.
I know the first part of the story, like Wanderlust is like the one-stop solution for the travelers and blah blah blah. I know that part of the story, but the NFT generator and the lucky draw, the lottery thing is like so fun. I can't wait to have a try
Yes.
myself.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought it was very important, because obviously we're a very ambitious company. We're trying to build from the ground up globally, and we want to partner with people all over the world. And this takes time. It takes networking. It takes, I work 25 hours a day, so to make this happen. So we have to create those customer engagements and those activities that people could do. That's why we also have a staking platform that give holder incentive that we built. We built it directly into our tokenomics. So yeah, Wanderlust is just everything travel. We're a community, we're a brand, we're a lifestyle, but we're a
And
solution in
social
the real
network.
world. Yes.
And even the lottery. Wow. That's the first NFT marketplace I heard of, like have a lottery on it. That's so cool.
Thank you.
And let's go to the third question. I understand that you have a new tokenomics. What are the changes and how it would work in this slightly bearish market?
Yeah, perfect. So we did change our tokenomics. A lot of assets that are being released, especially on the BSC, you're seeing the exact opposite of what I wanted to do, and you're seeing taxes, escalate. People are going up to 20% buy tax, 30% sales tax. This, that. It's like, it's insane. I don't like having a tax within my tokenomics, but it's also a necessary evil in order to continue develop and just kind of create the mechanics of the asset. So what we did is we lowered the buy tax down to 6%. That is distributed between 2% staking, 2% auto liquidity, then 2% for marketing and development. And then we have sales tax, which we left at the 10% mark, and that goes 3% staking, 3% auto liquidity, and then 4% for marketing and development. And how I believe that it's going to react in any kind of market, and the reason that it would survive even a bearish market is because we were able to implement holder incentive with a competitive edge. So as we launched, what we did is we created a dynamic staking platform where each percent, 2% of the buys and 3% of the sales are automatically going to go into the Wanderlust staking pool. Okay. Now there's going to be payout events, 10% payout events each day from this staking pool. So people that have Wonder and they go directly and they start staking it, they're going to start receiving these payout events immediately. And based off of the percentage that of tokens they have compared to the total amount of tokens staked is the percentage of the payout that they receive. So what this means, because we're only paying out 10% a day, is that 10% is going to keep getting larger and larger because the staking pool is going to keep getting larger. So the payout events are going to keep getting larger. It's going to create competitiveness with people wanting to stake more than the other person. So they get more chunk of the payout event. So they have more holding. Now, not only did we create our own staking platform to launch with, but we are also launching on the DGEM Launchpad, which is they're only a couple months old, but there's a lot of benefits on why we decided to move with this Launchpad. Besides their dev and their skills and their ability to actually create and develop the technology on the blockchain, but they also offer a gem cave that they have. So we're going to be supplying a percentage of our total supply directly to them when we launch, so that you'll be able to stake your tokens on the Wanderlust staking platform. You'll be able to go into their gem cave and stake token for token. That means you could stake Wanderlust for DGEM token, or DGEM for a Wanderlust token, or any other token in their platform. And then you'll also be able to create liquidity pools through farming. So there's going to be a lot of utility right off the rip as we're developing, and then we're releasing testimonies of people going on vacations and this and that. We're still able to do these things as the NFT generators gets developed, as we're developing partnership. Not only that, but what we did was we created this is a little bit outside of the tokenomics, but actually I think it's in one of your other questions, so I will hold off on that one. So
okay. That's pretty cool. Like, you're creating a lot of usages, and the whole ecosystem is like getting bigger and bigger. It's great to have you back to update with us. And the next question is like, marketing is the key for a successful project. Can you tell us a bit more about your marketing plan in the Q1 2022?
Yes. Okay. So this is a big one. Let me just make sure I have it all lined up, because sometimes I do forget some things. All right. So marketing. The first step is exactly what we're doing right here. I wanted to approach it in a very organic matter to start with. So I found that AMAs were the most transparent way to go out and communicate with individuals interested in finding about different companies and assets being built on the blockchain. So I have scheduled an AMA tour that is quite large, where I'm going to be going. I think this AMA today is my 8th AMA this week. I have another one later today, one tomorrow. I have 3 scheduled next week, and then I have another 8 that we're going to be scheduling the week of launch. So a very large AMA tour, just so we could get around to as many quality communities as possible. I want to be able to go in and speak directly to them about Wanderlust, because it's, I always feel a little bit more confident explaining my company than just someone seeing a picture or seeing someone tweet, hey this, hey that. We didn't want to go the same route that we kind of tried to market with last time, which wasn't true marketing tactics. I did bring a new core member, which is my CMO, who's absolute brilliant web designer and developer, and just has a lot of networks. So we have put together and engineered a plan that's going to be leading up to the launch. So the first thing is the AMA tour. And then we're going to be putting out a lot of graphical content. Like I said, it's when you come to our website, when you come to our Telegram, when you look through our content, you'll notice one thing in common, that it's all just very high quality. Even when it comes to our stickers, I wanted to set a different level of expectations and hold myself to a certain standard. So when it comes to graphical content and stuff like that, I wanted to be very grasping and exciting.
So who's creating those high quality contents?
My CMO. Team? Yes, my CMO. He is a professional web developer and designer. I've been dabbling with Canva, so I'm not gonna flaunt or anything, but I'm getting pretty good. No, I'm just kidding. No, he is phenomenal. He creates amazing videos and graphical content that we can push out across social media, have it spread to different influencers of high caliber. So that's going to be very important just for our social media presence, which we have organized to really focus on Twitter, Reddit, and Instagram, especially since we're targeting the travel industry. We'll also be using YouTube vloggers as well. But those are going to be the main focuses for building up our social media. The next thing is going to be the influencer presentation. So like I said, we will be going out and reaching out to certain influencers because they have communities of their own. And when you're talking to a leader of a community and they like what you have to say and they're excited about going and sharing it with their community, it's just going to kind of trickle down until it comes to our community. They become part of our community. So we're looking at getting high caliber influencers in certain categories. We want to do high caliber in the NFT space just because we're introducing a product that nobody talks about, nobody even sees. Everybody's always talking about collections and artwork and nobody talks about just turning your everyday digital media into NFTs to be stored on the blockchain, which is something that we're doing, which I think is something that's really great for professional photographers. So we are looking to reach out to professional photographers of high caliber as well for backing. We're in communication, I should say. We're in communications with actual National Geographic, trying to work with them and get them to allow us to sponsor one of their published photos. Whether it's going to happen or not now, I'm not sure because we're still trying to work that out. And then we're going to be reaching out to travel vloggers, lifestyle vloggers, and just some content creators of certain content that match our niche company. So we have that out there. And then we are looking to establish with really large establishments. I already spit off one. We are trying to work with National Geographic, as well as reaching out and talking with a couple celebrities that also fit the branding as far as traveling and photography goes there. We will be doing a Fox News live television interview and Bloomberg. So we will be setting that up so I could go on live television with and talk about Wanderlust to obviously a large audience. It's a business media. So there's plenty of people that have heard about crypto, are interested in crypto, might not care, but still watching. So, there's just a large outreach that we get across, and then obviously great press. So, we go out there and we do these things and we're able to go ahead and release big press releases, get that pushed across to, all of your news sources, your Yahoo Finance and everything like that. So at each milestone of our marketing, we could use it as additional marketing. So we'll have our interview scheduled, and then we'll go ahead and go in and do press releases about the interview and about the product and the platforms. And then we are speaking of. So we know the owner of Crypto Weekly magazine. I'm sorry, one second. There. We are the owner of Crypto Weekly magazine, or we know the owner of Crypto Weekly magazine, and we have talked to him to work on a marketing deal so that we can get featured in the magazine. So we'll get a front cover issue of the Crypto Weekly magazine, which they have 125,000 subscribers. They're always going through there, and it's everybody that we decide to work with. It's really, really neat because right now in the BSC space, what you're starting to see a lot of projects looking to protect the communities and protect the investors by going through a heavy vetting process. And these people won't even go and like look at a project or work with a project that they don't feel is safe for the community that they're sharing it with. So just like Crypto Weekly, they're not going to just go and put anybody in the magazine. So there's a vetting process that goes through there. So we're going to be working with featured items there in the magazine. We're going to be doing digital airport ads. When I was traveling for New Year's, I was doing the baggage claim, and I noticed, they had these big screen TVs with all these ads going, and then boom, opportunity came across where I found out how I get my ads up in the airport. So we're going to have ads going across airports nationally. So that's very exciting. Just because I think there couldn't be a better place to advertise Wanderlust than people that are already traveling. Mm-hmm. And then the biggest and I think the the hardest driving factor is going to be our community engagement competitions. So as we come to a close on our first kind of big push in the AMA tour, we're going to start branching into the other marketing materials that I've mentioned, but we're also going to be starting a whitelist competition within our community. Now, the way these competition works is they just created a lot of engagement with our social medias, because people are able to go in and gain entries by sharing our social medias, following us on social media, going on our Reddit, subscribing to our Reddit. And then the most rewarding one is inviting other people to our community. And when you start to see these things before, launch and certain assets on the blockchain, they go absolutely wild. So we plan on organizing huge participation on that part of the spectrum within the community. I've put together community executives inside of community executives that are able to moderate raid channels. We have an announcement channel for all official announcements, and then we're going to be having the community engagement through the competitions, and then we'll have multiple smaller competitions throughout the whole time, because that's going to be a lot of fun having one really big one going on for 2-3 weeks, and then we have multiple little ones happening where people are winning and stuff like that. So just making sure that we are having the community grow the community is going to appear to be the biggest.
Oh, that's pretty
so
cool.
that is the marketing. That is my marketing roadmap.
Everything.
Yes,
you have everything. Like you are targeting the crypto crowd. You are targeting the traditional media, the TV station, the ads, like everything. Like make sure you keep us updated with your events.
Yes.
Like,
absolutely.
Come to our Telegram channel and post about your events. I think our audience will be really interested in those events.
Absolutely. Yes, I'm
so where is the most convenient way for our audience to follow you, to know your latest news or events? Twitter or Telegram or Discord? Which one should they follow?
So all three. So we have created a Discord and have it organized. We are currently hiring moderators to help moderate it. But we know the NFT crowd, they're usually pulled towards Discord versus Twitter, and they have a very huge Discord. So we wanted to make sure that was really important, where we have Discord voice chat available, Discord AMAs available. And then we have a bridge bot between our Twitter and our Telegram, where everything could be bridged over to the Discord. So if you're a fan of Discord, you can still see what's happening on Twitter. We have our CMO and our CEs that are going to be running our social medias regularly. So always updating graphical content and different events upcoming on Twitter. And then our Telegram, as well as one of my community executives is actually creating a blog for all the announcements too. So we have an announcement channel that you can go and subscribe to, and it's where we're going to post all of our AMAs. It's where we post certain events, contests, polls, different things where we want participation from the community. We have that announcement channel. And then we have our regular Telegram group where people just come in to voice chat, hang out, become friends, share travel stories. And we're going to get a really cool theme going here pretty soon, where we'll be able to, because we're talking about travel, we want to be a globally accepted, assets. We want to reach every corner of the world. So we plan on different cultural events and stuff like that within the community, which I think is going to be very exciting.
Teach now people we know where to find you.
What's that?
Now we know where to find you.
Yes.
Cool. As our next question will be about your product offering. Can you walk us through your whole platform, especially the NFT generator?
Yes. So I have just released 2 days ago the first it was the first initial design release. So it was the first sneak peek for the community of the design release for the NFT generator. Now it's going to be a very easy platform to use. It's going to be on Web3, so you can either do it on your computer, where you have your MetaMask a, little
Like any wallet?
adaptation. Yeah. And then or on your phone through your browser through your wallet. So you connect your wallet, then you just go in and it just directs you to select a photo of your or select media. So you click on there, you select your media, it comes in, then it asks you to put in a title. So you title it. It asks you it has a button to click frames. You click on frames and it'll have a bunch of options of different frames. You could test them. It shows you a preview. You could select apply. Do the same thing with filters. Go in there, select a different filter, apply. Then what's really, really neat is this is going to be great for NFT creators or photographers, wildlife photographers, travel photographers, anything, because let's say you're traveling to Disney for 2022 and you wanted to mark that you were at Disney. You basically just go to Google Earth, go to Disney, take that URL code, copy it, paste it into a little section that says geotagging on our thing, and then click geotag, and it converts it into a QR code and places it on top of your NFT. This now makes your NFT scannable. So when you scan it, it shows you where in the world that NFT was taken. So for people that are doing like wildlife photography or nature photography, and they want to show exactly on Earth where that picture was taken, they're able to do so. Or let's say a content creator was there and they're creating a collection, a photographer creating a collection, and they wanted to go and have that QR code where someone sees that art and they're like, wow, this is beautiful. And they scan it and it takes them directly to the website, to the rest of their art, to their profile. So then they could find all of their art. So they can embed any QR code on top of the on top of the NFT and then own it. And they can own any number of them because they can select how many they're minting through. And through each transaction, there's only going to be a one-time payment through each transaction, whether you're minting 1 or you're minting 100. And there's only going to be one lottery token given through each transaction as well. Now, the way the platform is going to work is going to cost 0.1 BNB to be able to mint if you do not own any Wonder. Another holder incentive: if you own our native assets, the contract is able to read the wallet address that's connected, and it will actually cut the cost down to 0.05, so half the cost just for owning our Wonder. So just a very reasonable price for owning Wonder, and just a sliver of the cost of minting a NFT on Ethereum. So and then they're still entered in the lottery that has a chance for them to win an all-exclusive, all-paid-for vacation, which is really cool because if you think about it, if you go in and you say, okay, at first, we're going to be getting some traction. We might not get, an extreme amount of traction where we're doing like some of these, like OpenSea. I don't know how many NFTs they mint a day, tens of thousands or whatever, but where we're minting, 500 or 1,000 within a week period, and then boom, we are able to take, even if everybody owned Wonder that mints, that's 50 BNB. We're able to take a large portion of that and spend it. That's, roughly right now, $18,000. Send someone on a $9,000-$10,000 vacation. That's a pretty exciting vacation. But as those numbers start to grow and the use starts to grow on an NFT generator, then let's say we wanted to put 2,000 or 3,000 NFTs, or every 10,000 NFTs. And then you're talking about getting into 40, 50, 60, 80, 100,000 raised off that NFT generator, where we could send people on just the wildest vacations of their life, where they're able to pick 2 weeks all exclusive, paid for, to down to Malaysia, anywhere. Yeah. And then take helicopter tours, do all these different things. So we want to be able to pay for the entire experience, and we want to be able to make it more and more extreme as the use goes up on the NFT generator.
Wow, that sounds really cool. I can go to participate on that. And I feel that making a NFT about myself with my photos is like more closer to my heart, like compared to all the other like JPG, like the pixel NFT, like I don't feel related. And our NFT is like connecting people together is even social network like a function. Really, really cool.
Yeah. For me, that's how it was, because when me and my wife, we always get into these moments where we end up scrolling through our Instagram or our Facebook, and we're going through all of the all of our travel escapades, and we're just remembering it, and it's just such a nostalgia that I wanted to be able to bring that technology to the blockchain. And with the NFT, with our companion app that's being developed, we're rewriting the NFT generator to be structured in the application, so someone could literally go there, take a selfie wherever they're at, and then boom, it mints into an NFT right there on the go through the application. So a very easy process, and a way for people that are not necessarily tech savvy and don't know how to edit photos, they could still go and add frames and add filters and make it very easy to use for people. But still, if you wanted to take your picture with Santa and your kids and just mint 10 of them and send them to your friends and your family, just like you would with a postcard, you have that same ability, but it's never going to get lost because it's on the blockchain.
Mm. And you got a free lottery.
And you get a lottery, yes.
That's so cool. And with all these strong products, what partnerships you are having now? Business partnerships.
Yes, so we are currently branching out on the business side and working with some entities in real estate within the European region. So right now, what we did is, when we wanted to gain proof of concept as we're developing this product, the most important thing was proof of concept. The fact that it's an attainable goal to have people to use a native asset as an accepted currency. I mean, that's the hardest thing to get across, especially with the adoption rate of crypto, obviously growing rapidly. So what we did is, we were in contact with a homeowner that currently they Airbnb their residence, and then they found out about Wanderlust, and they came to an agreement and say, hey, I want to rent my property out through you guys, and I will accept your currency. So we flew to Rome during Blockchain Weekly, where we represented it, and we were able to create proof of concept right there with a property. Now, when we did this, we were also able to gain substantial networking within the real estate industry. That's going to be allowing us to reach thousands of people all at once, introducing them to Wanderlust all at the same time, through postal services, as well as creating what's called a outreach task force. Outreach task force. And what we did is we opening up community opportunities, paid community opportunities. So what this means that if someone believed in our project, our community is able to earn an income while helping develop the company. So we have people in place to be able to set up leads and a structure, kind of like a Salesforce structure, where they'll be able to go through leads and make appointments. And you're going to have a couple different positions. You're going to have the people that are going and making the initial contact and setting the appointment. You're going to have the person that's introducing Wanderlust in a little bit more depth and walking through the application process for them to apply for the property. And then us going through the background check of the property, and then showing them the property management side on how they're going to be able to manage their property, the price of the property, photos, rules, amenities, things of that nature, through our property management site that's being built. So all of the core structures are being put in place, and at the same time, what we're doing is we're just constantly just reaching out. And I've recently come across some really big people in my network within the travel industry that have been within the travel industry for 25 years. So their networks go anywhere from sandals to a hut on the coast of Bali. So we're looking to capture all of those small businesses and all of all of those big resorts, big players, airlines, everything like that. And we're just constantly networking and growing those relationships, so that we could just introduce Wanderlust, and it has very well results when we were talking about it, because people understand the concept, they understand what we're doing, and they understand why we're doing it. And as long as we're able to get those key features across, partnerships begin to develop. And when we're able to offer, because we have a business plan put into place for our first big resort, where we're going to be hosting a Wanderlust party and filling it with community members and giving them the community members, so we could go ahead and prove that, hey, look, my community will be able to fill their bookings. So it's just another thing, proof of work, that proves to them it's beneficial to them, beneficial to my holders. So we're putting in place those practices.
Mm-hmm. Great insight. We always believe that in the crypto world, community plays a really big part. And can you tell us about more about your community and what they do for the projects to make the whole ecosystem better?
Yes. So quite a few things. Number one is the outreach task force. I don't think I've seen another project quite like it out there. Or the concept of it. And, there's so many people within my community that are just like in love with traveling. I mean, they saw Wanderlust and they gave into Wanderlust, their desire to travel. And it's funny because they're always going to other places, and they always ask me, hey, I just met the owner of this property. Can I talk to him about Wanderlust? Can I talk to him about Wanderlust? Yes, absolutely. Get me in contact. So then, those things constantly happen. So we came up with the outreach task force to be able to interview certain individuals that wanted to play a part in the growth of the company. So then we had to put in a structure on how we're going to be able to get the people that aren't necessarily just traveling and talking to different people, ways to communicate with different potential partners. So that's what we did. We put in a structure, and created a pay line for these individuals to actually earn an income to help grow the company. Along with that, we're going to have testimonials for people that win the vacations and the lotteries and go on these exciting adventures. So we'll do video testimonials. We're going to have regular contests, as well as certain charity events that are going to be held, because a big part of Wanderlust, if you read through our website, we have the Preserving Paradise, and a big part of our core beliefs is giving back to the world and helping sustain the natural paradises of the world. Because if we're going to travel to all these beautiful places, we better preserve it and work to preserve it. So we want to be able to do our part. So we're going to be doing certain things with releasing certain NFT collections to the community and stuff like that will be put up for sale, and very high quality ones, not just like quickly pixelated or randomized NFTs, but hand-drawn video, high quality NFTs given to the set out for the community for charity, where we can then pick a organization that has the same beliefs that we do and make charitable donations. So all of that is going to play a part in the community as well. We're going to have our different cultured nights within our communities, where we'll have different people come in from different cultures and maybe help people learn a few words from a different language, listen to different music from different cultures, talk about different foods from different cultures, and just kind of really make it a place where all cultures feel accepted and excited to be able to share their part of the world, because that's what it's all about, is in engaging in the community and creating that community belief system and participation. So those are some of the things that we are putting in place for the community, on top of giving them an opportunity to earn an income, to also just engage in fun activities.
Oh, that sounds like a big family. Everybody's doing business development. Everybody's doing content creating, which is quite cool. I'd love to get into the community and see it myself.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We're at our very core foundation, so we would love to have you there and watch it grow.
So on which platform is the biggest, your most active for your community, like on Telegram or Discord? Like if I have to choose one.
Telegram right now, and it's still growing. We recently started a new Telegram because our old Telegram was pretty heavily botted. As you know, when we first set up a Telegram group, we didn't. I was just excited to kind of get. I worked really hard creating this brand and creating this company, creating this concept and this roadmap, and spent months doing all of this. And I was very naive when it came to actually marketing and growing a community. And I've learned so much at my time in the BSC, and I've met so many people, and my network has grown so much, and I've put core people in place to help position our community for really nice organic growth. So we set up all the security measurements that we needed to make sure that that didn't happen again within our Telegram. And then we're starting over fresh, so we could just have everybody come in, be introduced to Wanderlust, and we could start this culture. So it's in its very early development stages, but we do plan on starting it in Twitter or starting it on Telegram, announcing it on Twitter, bridging it over to Discord, and then, hopefully, all of the different places will be able to hold voice chats on the Twitter space, on Discord, and on Telegram based off of the community growth and the preferred platforms. But right now, if you wanted to come over and find out the most information readily available, you'll find it on the Telegram.
Cool, got it. And since we are a Southeast Asian media and community, do you have any plans, especially for the Southeast Asia?
Yes, it's absolutely. It's always actually have quite a few friends that have been over in like Thailand and traveling all down there for studies for the past 4 years. I have a lot of friends I'm also really into herpetology, which is like the study of reptiles, and lots down there. So I have a lot of friends in that area. I think it's a very important market. I mean, it's such a vast, even with the smallest countries, the populations are so great, and it's so much more widely adapted as far as, open to crypto and the adoption of crypto. So places like Singapore, Thailand, Japan, these are very, very big on the list of creating the networks or the connections and the networks and the relationship. Have we reached out when we see articles like Thailand, when they had the government looking to kind of create their own tourism crypto? We reached out directly to the article publisher, the person, and to get the source so we could contact. So everything that we do, and every time that we find signing, we were looking on different social medias that are used, in the Asian communities where we could be present there. We are going to, obviously, as the demand grows, we're going to have different groups, telegrams, communities for each language, as much as we want our main one to be the core focus and kind of a mixing pot of people all over the world, which it really is. It's really exciting to see. But we will have those specific Telegram groups for certain communities. But partnerships in that part of the world, especially with like the architecture in Singapore, it's always being featured in all these different magazines. It's like, I want to go there. I want to go there. And I know other people feel the same way. So, building those partnerships and building those bridges are going to be very important. It's just a matter of taking the small step to reach out and say, hey, my name is Mike. I work with Wanderlust. How are you? And, introducing them to the product. And that's what we're doing, slowly but surely.
Cool. I saw you are working on your private sale and pre-sale. Could you please tell us more about the private sale and pre-sale?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So the private sale is typically when a company decides to go ahead and do a private sale, what it's going to be doing is going to go reach out to individual, seed investors or this or that, and kind of just get it filled and get it done out of the way. Then they're going to have a pre-sale, and then that's when the public is going to come in. They're going to get really excited. Well, for me, since we were transitioning from a old contract to a new contract, and we had people that have been with us since the very beginning, and people that believe in Wanderlust and the vision and the structure that we're doing there, and they know that we're developing what we're developing and what we're releasing. We wanted to give all of those community members the opportunity to participate first. So basically, if you come to our Telegram, you have the opportunity to participate in the private sale. There's going to be only a hard cap of only 208 B&B. So after that, there's going to be no more private sale. Private sale does have a little bit bigger max wallet as well, where you can contribute up to 10 B&B if you wanted to. It's going to be 20% more tokens than our listing price and 10% more tokens than our pre-sale price. And the reason, I see some of these projects launch and they're like, they're giving their pre-sellers 200% or 300% profit. I mean, and that's just not healthy for a company standpoint. Is it going to make some people very happy? Absolutely. But I think it's more important to stabilize the asset and give people an early entry point than it is to, reward them with immediate rewards where it just affects negatively everybody else that finds the project. So once we had our 208 B&B hard cap for the private sale for individuals that come over to our community, then that's going to be over. And then they will be able to participate in our pre-sale in February, weeks away, on DGEM platform. Now, the way that's going to work is there's going to be a whitelist competition. So we're going to have this, multi-week long whitelist competition on Sweep Widget, where people will get different entries for, like I said, posting on social media, retweeting, following us on Instagram, subscribing to our Reddit, inviting friends. And then it's going to be, somewhat, I've seen it get, especially in the last few days before it goes, where there's hundreds of thousands or millions of entries, and then the system randomizes, like you say, 500 winners or 1,000 winners, and it randomizes those wallet addresses. Those wallet addresses get whitelisted, and those wallet addresses are the ones able to participate first in the pre-sale. Now, if the pre-sale does not fill, then we open it up to the public. So the pre-sale is going to be 500 B&B soft cap and 750 B&B hard cap. And we plan on injecting all 750 B&B into liquidity for a nice, stable liquidity pool. So that way, it's not something that you're going to see, moon immediately, but it's going to be something that's very healthy for the growth of the business and the company, where it's going to be stable. And then we're also putting in anti-snipe, anti-whale and anti-dump measurements within our contract. It's being mainnet tested now, and then we are sending it over.
Hello? Hello, Mike.
They are globally partnered with Certec, and we'll be sending it in for a Certec audit.
Sorry, Mike. I think we lost it a little bit. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay. I can hear you. Yes.
Can you repeat the last part of the pre-sale one?
So the pre-sale, I was just explaining the process of our contract. So basically, on the DGEM platform, their platform has 3 Certec audits currently, and is monitored by Skynet. So it's a very safe platform for users to come in and use. We're going to be launching with them, where people will be able to go in and participate on pre-sale, whitelist participants first. If it doesn't fill from the whitelist, then we open it up to public. And then we're going to be locking all the liquidity, and then we're also going to be going through a Certec audit process. I was just bringing that up because DGEM is global partners. They have a global partnership with Certec. So we are going to, we are mainnet testing our contract now, going through it and running all the transactions to make sure, it's working properly. Then we're handing it off to the launch pad for them to mainnet test it. because their dev is highly spoken of by Certec themselves. And then it's going to be sent in for a Certec audit, because we want to obviously provide the highest quality of assurances for our community. So pre-sale will be, it's aimed for mid-February, depending on community growth and marketing, that could always be adjusted, but we are aiming for mid-February to launch our pre-sale. And then we will be immediately launching our project 24 hours after pre-sale, with our NFT generator, with our staking platform, and with our gem cave. So launching with multiple utilities immediately.
Cool. So before we jump into the Facebook questions, can you share with us a inspiring quote to wow us?
Is it too generic if I quote myself?
Something like, I believe blockchain can change the world, and like.
Well, I'm gonna do something a little bit more close to home. Wanderlust goes beyond the core desire to travel the physical world, but it also is paired with the lust to connect with people, to travel through new social networks. And I think that's what brings a lot of us together. It's just we desire to know more and travel further, and that's what brings us to different Telegram groups and different communities and different projects. It's that wanderlust, same feeling that makes us want to go to Paris and Dubai and travel. It's within the core foundation of us wanted to expand our social networks as well. So that is something that I truly believe.
Cool, well said. And now let's jump to the Facebook question. This one will be really quick. There will be total 10 questions. And The first one is, can you share with us Mike and Paul's LinkedIn profiles? Like, can we find you guys, you and Paul, on LinkedIn?
Yes, you can. I have it pinned in our Telegram, and my website is being updated currently. We are redesigning the homepage to really feature the companion app, the minting platform, and the staking platform. And then we're adding our LinkedIn profiles. But my LinkedIn is on there. You can connect with me. You just find it under Mike with 2 I's, Johnson. And then you'll see I have my Wanderlust banner in the back and all that. So, yep. I'm on there as the CEO.
Build great trust. The second question is like, I know about your project for months. I thought you have launched, and now it seems like a relaunch. What is actually happening?
Yes, that's exactly what's happening. So we launched a project, or we launched our contract, I should say, Wanderlust, on the 21st of August. Like I said, I spent many months building the brand, building this, this beautiful website, building the concept, the roadmap. But I was a little naive when it came to marketing and sharing. I was in Telegram groups for, investing and stuff like that, but, I didn't really know, what it meant to go to different communities and do AMAs. And I think I did maybe a total of like 3 AMAs, like the whole time. I had my first vetting process because someone came in there to find out if we were a safe project. So I wasn't, very well at gaining, or I wasn't very experienced at gaining exposure. Now that I've brought core members on my team that are specifically experienced in creating engineering a structure that allows for us for mass exposure, it kind of changes things. Now with that, and with a lot of things like the contract. So there was a lot of commands in the contract that we weren't necessarily happy with, that was not going to, be able to change later on, because there just weren't there. It was codes that just weren't written. So there was stuff that we wanted to be able to add to the contract. I was personally not attracted to the 1 quadrillion supply. We end up burning like 90% pretty much at launch, and then over the next few months with the auto burn, which left a very unhealthy amount of supply remaining and an unhealthy amount in PancakeSwap. Liquidity was very low. It was very volatile. There was just a lot of things that could have been done better. And with the release of our utility, I thought it was the perfect time to introduce a contract that was built for longevity. So we added more commands into the contract, like the ability to turn off taxes completely, because like I said before, with our utility, we are not going to be taxing when people use our native asset to travel. And I eventually want to turn off taxes completely for trade. So we've lowered sales tax. I got rid of reflections because I did not like reflections. I did not like the way that the funds were coming in and being distributed through marketing, because they weren't going through auto liquefy. They were being swapped. Some of them, a part of it was being swapped, some of it wasn't, and I never wanted to sell the tokens that were actually built up. So we changed a lot of that. We added the staking because it gives holder incentive, and we're launching with our NFT generator. So everything just kind of fell into place where we knew that we were able to do everything better and provide utility to the users versus, because it was really hard, because I had to make a decision. During the last 5 months, we had our spikes of volume and stuff like that during certain events, but overall there was not a whole lot of volume, a whole lot of people coming, because I had to make a choice. Hey, do I spend these funds that I have on marketing and market an idea, or do I spend the funds developing a product and a tangible platform that people can use? And I decided to do the latter. I wanted to develop a product. So that's what I did. I sat there, I put, I worked extremely hard in the back end with the team, making sure that we got a product developed. And now we are launching with utility versus just a beautiful vision. So that is the purpose of the relaunch, and it's very excited. And yes.
It seems to be like a relaunch for better.
Yes.
Yeah. The question number 3 is, what kind of merchandise will you be selling?
So the plan is actually to create an entire brand store. I'm sure people go to our website and they go to the merch and they see it's empty right now, just because we have a lot of focus on, getting out and doing the buildup of the community and getting all the structures in place for the future of the community and the development and everything like that. But we actually have connections within the merchandise industry where we plan on creating an entire brand. So all travel apparel. So backpacks, suitcases, sleeping bags, umbrellas, clothing, hats, camping gear,
Everything.
everything travel
About
related
touring.
for Wanderlust. Yes, we want to create an actual brand.
Cool. Question number 4 is, will you be venturing into metaverse? Because that is the hottest topic. Everyone's talking about.
Yes. So there are future plans for the metaverse, and I'm actually communicating with some projects right now that are players in the metaverse and creating different innovation within the metaverse through virtual reality and VR, because I believe obviously that's a heavy direction that the world is heading to. I always have, since our computers are getting faster and faster and technology getting better, things are becoming more realistic on a virtual level. I believe that we will be able to be with our NFT generator, we will be able to continuously upgrade this platform, because like I said, we are a tech company. We are a development company. Any business that doesn't plan to further develop plans to fail. So we do plan to develop further as the technology develops. And I wanted to be able to take the vacations that people live and be able to capture them in the NFT world, and then also experience them in the virtual world. So where they could go and they could actually go into a virtual travel vacation and its virtual travel world. So there's a lot to go into that as technology develops and things that we're speaking of, but absolutely 100% a plan. It would be silly not to want to explore that part of the blockchain.
Oh, that sounds like a science fiction, but I like it. Another audience is asking, like, I'm a strong fan in Phantom Network. Do you have any plan to work with Phantom in some ways?
We have spoke about creating bridges on different blockchains. Whether we determined exactly which direction we've gone yet is is not solid. We are obviously always going to be gauging the development of blockchain and the technology, and if it makes more sense to go over to one chain before another, then we absolutely will. I would imagine that we would be bridging to like Polygon or Ethereum or something first, just because you obviously have a very big NFT crowd and those two spaces, and they've been around for a long time and they're very used. But as new blockchains come up and technology comes up, even though I'm a diehard, BSC fan, I do want to open up Wanderlust to all the different blockchain users out there, and benefit from some of their technology. So we will always be watching the market and making a decision as a team and as a community, which direction that we would like to bridge, and hopefully we can eventually be multi blockchain.
Cool. And another audience is asking, like, what exchanges will you be listed on?
Central big one exchange, of course. We're going to be listing on PancakeSwap and Dgem Exchange at first, and then we will be in communications with multiple exchange based off of our volume and everything. Any developer out there knows that it could be very expensive and less beneficial to move to an exchange too fast. So we want to make sure that we're making events take place at the right time, where we want to get that audience of people that are not using like the backdoor exchanges like PancakeSwap and stuff like that, and using a little bit more easier apps and everything like that. We want to make sure that we're doing it at the right time. So have I had a conversation and I agreed and signed a contract? Hey, I'm going to sign up with this exchange. No, I have not yet. Do I have an idea of which exchanges I would like to get on? Yes. But that's for determination as we move.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
But we will be on the exchange where you could trade. So you'll be able to trade on PancakeSwap. You'll be able to trade on KuCoin, which is using PancakeSwap, and you'll be able to exchange on the Dgem Exchange as well, which is the launch pad we're launching. They have their own exchange. You'll be able to trade there as well.
Cool. And an audience on Facebook is asking, who are your team members, or where they are based? I think you already answered it in the very beginning.
Yep. So I just really, so I have two core members here in Florida with me. Paul over in Minnesota. I have one in Ohio, two in UK, and one in Norway. And then I have a whole team of my app developers that I know in Brazil. My wife's from Brazil, and I travel to Brazil quite often. So we've created a good relationship over the past few years, and these are the same team that's behind the development of apps like Ford Mustang, Mercedes-Benz, IKEA, Banco do Brazil. So they have a very high-line portfolio, and they are the same people that are developing our application along with my team, help bringing in the blockchain technology.
Cool. And question number 8. They're asking, why did you choose to launch your project in a bear market?
You cannot control the market. I decided to launch my project during the development of utility. So strictly based off of the fact that we're developing our utility. Now, nothing's set in stone for our launch date. That's why I said, like I said, it's scheduled for February. We don't know you could call this a bear market if you want. You could call it consolidation. You could call it whatever you want. Does not mean that we are in a bear market or we are going to be in a bear market for very long. So we don't know that. In February, we could see BNB hop back up to $700. Would everybody love that? Absolutely. Is it going to happen? Not necessarily. So we will make a judge based off of our community, based off of the participation that we're getting, and based off of the market, whether or not it's the right time to launch or if it deserves a delay for the benefit of the project.
Cool. And the next question is, they say that the traveling is opening up in some regions. How are you tapping that on to your advantage?
By traveling and showing everybody that it's possible. I was in multiple countries just in the last couple months, traveling all over the place. I think I was gone for like pretty much a 2-month excursion with my kids. My kids were in Brazil for 3 weeks. I was in Rome. Then we were traveling New York, California, back down to Brazil. Traveling is possible. People are still traveling every day. Is there a little bit more mandates? Yes. But are we going to be putting our ads in like airport where people are traveling? Yes. Are we going to be reaching out and making exciting graphical content about people being locked away in their house for 2 years and now getting out on an airplane? Yes, we have those ideas. So we have those graphical content and that media that we'll be able to put out, and those press releases like traveling open, use it now, come win a vacation, so we're going to be, leveraging it towards that way. Imagine being locked away for 2 years, and the first time you get to travel, you want it with a free vacation. So yes.
Cool. And the last question is how much you have raised so far?
So far on I have not looked today, but out of the private sale, it was like 82 BNB out of the 208. So, and that's just the community members of like 370 right now. So just getting started.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for coming by. And please make sure to keep us updated with all your events and all the great news.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me again.
Thanks for coming by, and looking forward to hear more news from Wanderlust. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing you in the community. Have a good evening.
Yeah, have a good evening. Bye.
Bye.